Welcome to Sometimes There's Side Eye, a podcast about two friends having real and unfiltered conversations about dogs and people. Listen as we talk about our lives with dogs, training, behavior, share some laughs, and a whole lot of banter. I'm Heather.
And I'm Christy.
This week, I'm excited.
Yeah, this week we're gonna do our favorite things.
Woo!
Ah,
I mean, all
so
dog
just
related.
yes, of course. So for favorite things, actually, you know what? I'm gonna start with a podcast
Oh, that's a great
because
idea.
Sarah Strumming and Cog
Mm,
Dog Radio is probably, not probably, is the reason we're even doing this podcast because Heather and I both got hooked on her podcast during the pandemic.
yes.
And so if you're looking for additional podcasts, I would strongly recommend them.
And full disclosure, she just did her 300th episode. So
Yes.
if you decide that you are going to start at the beginning, you're in for it. We binged her. I think we binged her in like 6 months. It was a problem,
It was a
but
lot.
it's so good. And it sent us down the road to other great podcasts too. Some
Yes.
are super like nerdy dog training stuff like Hannah Branigan. And then there's also Pause and Reward, which is a wonderful one.
I love them.
I
Yeah.
know.
I
I love
love
Pause
Pause
and
and
Reward.
Reward because I feel like it can be for your everyday
It's
pet owner.
relatable.
Yes.
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 Okay, so now we have 3 podcasts, but yes, absolutely, Cog Dog is my fave.
And if you start at the beginning and you are like, I don't agree with everything she says, that's okay.
Yep.
I also did not agree with everything she said, which is what started some conversations. And in her 300th episode, she talks about how she doesn't agree with everything she said. So,
Because we change, we evolve, we learn
yeah, we
more.
learn new things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, we got some favorite podcasts for people to listen to.
I'll start out with a favorite clothing line.
Yes.
Um, So all dog related clothing. Rescue Strong is awesome. They are such a great partner to the rescue community. I have met them personally, and they are just amazing human beings as well. And their clothes are super cute.
Yeah.
I have so many things from them. In fact, I'm wearing one of their shirts right now.
Oh, I
So,
think my favorite line that they did is adopt a dog and explore.
yeah, and go explore. Yeah.
Yeah. I really love that one.
I like that one too. Yeah, but they have lots of different they have stickers, shirts,
Mhm.
all of it.
License plate brackets, they have all kinds of
Yes.
stuff.
Oh, yeah, I have a license plate bracket from
Yes,
them
you
too.
do.
I have a lot of things from them.
Yeah. So definitely check out Rescue Strong.
Yes.
Do we need to mention it again? Of course, for dog clothes, tooth and honey, duh. We already gushed about Allie in our travel with dogs episode, which is episode 14. So if you want to hear all about that, click back and give a listen. I think, wah wah, one of my favorite things that I have right now are also safety related, but my Roughland kennels are absolutely one of my favorite things. They are my kennels that are in my car. They stay in my car for the boys to ride in when we travel. I've had them for a few years now. I just really love them. I feel so safe driving around because in Arizona you drive so much. And I drive like 30 to 40,000 miles a year, and most of it is dog travel.
Is that all? I feel
Well,
like you drive more than that.
I drive less now than I used to
Okay.
because of Puppy K. I don't go as
Yeah.
much. But if I was like full on competing, yeah, I'd probably be like 50,000 a year. I really just feel comfortable with them riding in those. And then something that goes right along with those is the Primo pad, which Primo pad makes a nice, comfortable pad that is completely washable and durable that fits right inside your ruffling kennels. I also use them in lieu of a tray in my wire crates in my house. And I just love them so much too. They're super easy to clean. It gives the dogs a little cushion to lay on, but they last for years and years and years. So I think the Ruffling kennel goes along with the Primo pad as some of my favorite things.
Yeah, and is the Roughland Kennel Impact rated or anything like that?
So I don't think it's officially crash rated,
Okay.
but all you have to do is look around and search around for some photos of people who have had car accidents and the crates have saved their dogs' lives. And I've seen some
Mm.
pretty heinous wrecks where those kennels have held up. They are molded, so they're super strong. And even in the heat out here, even if they like will dimple a little bit, they pop right back out because they're just like this fully molded. I don't know if it's resin. I don't know what the material is, but I just really, really love them. And I don't, and you can also hose them out. The door comes fully off and it's so easy to pop them out of your car and hose them out and dry them off. I mean, they're just very, very easy to use, which is good for me.
Yeah, and they're a little bit lighter, than
Yeah.
some of the other
Mhm.
crash rated.
So to be fair, I won an impact crate on a raffle site, which was amazing because they're super, super expensive. So I won a impact crate that was the size for Tiago and I got it and I was all excited and it was so heavy that I actually sold it and I used the money to buy both my Roughline kennels and had cash left over. And I have not looked back. And I know a lot of dog sports people have their preference one way or the other,
Sure.
but for me, I'm Roughland all the way.
Because it's much easier for you to handle
Yeah.
by yourself
They're
and
so easy to
personally,
pop
and
in and out of
yeah,
my car. Yeah. The only thing I would change, and I will probably at some point, if I had to do it over again, I would have gotten a front door and a back door. I didn't think
mm,
that
yeah,
through. Well, for a couple reasons. One, for extra ventilation. And then the second reason is because if we were in a rear end crash, then
mm,
you have a back door to be able to get the dogs out that way.
oh, yeah,
And I
yeah,
didn't think that through when I made the purchase. Now in my car, there's room from the rear hatch to where the crate door actually starts. So I'm not tied up against like some people where I'd be like, I absolutely have to have a back door. But it is something that I would say if anybody starts looking into them, absolutely spend the money and get the double door set up or a side door, depending on what your configuration is, so that God forbid you're ever rear ended, you can pop your dogs out that way. Yeah.
cool.
What do you got?
What else you got?
Oh, you want more of mine?
Yeah,
Okay.
not all. I
Uh,
like it.
biothane lines. I mean, we talk about them plenty of times.
Yeah.
It is absolutely one of my favorite things. My 30-foot and my 10-foot are my go-to. Well, they're the two sizes I have. I just never found a reason to buy any other lengths. Those are my favorite lengths. Durable, washable, get them dirty in the
But you
mud,
don't
doesn't
really need
matter.
to wash them
No,
because
but
they just wipe off so easily.
yeah, they wipe off, but if you needed to for some reason, like you
Yeah.
throw it in a tub, like nothing's gonna happen to it. At this point, I consider them unbreakable. I mean, if you're breaking a biothane line, I don't know what you're doing. My 10-foot line is years old and
Mhm.
I it's still going. I really love my biothane lines. So that is absolutely on my list. And then for dog apparel sort of things, I love most things rough wear. I
Mm.
really love Tiago's hiking harness, which is like a lightweight rough wear harness. And then I love them for their float coats or their life jackets. Anybody out there who has like a muscular dog, like a bulldog or like a pit bull type of dog, the rough wear float coats fit just so much better than anything I've
Oh,
found, and if you talk to other bulldog people, they all say, "Oh, rough wear, that's the way to go." They are shorter in the body, so it doesn't fit awkwardly because they're so beefy in the chest area and in the rib cage, and then they kinda, well, Tater thins out because he's
yeah.
not overweight, but they fit really well.
Please don't hate us if you have a bulldog.
I'm so
Heather's just
sorry.
neurotic about her dog's weights.
I am as neurotic as the nails. So they just fit really, really well on like a muscular, beefy kind of dog. And they work really well. So that's absolutely hands down rough wear. And I know they're a little bit more expensive, but to me, Tater, his rough wear coat we just used for dock diving. Well, when he did. And it just holds up. I've had it for years. So
I will say, if you can't afford a rough wear coat, at
yeah.
least get one with a handle on it.
Yes.
Because I know Lucy goes kayaking with me sometimes, and and she thought she could jump from the kayak to the shore. but when she did that, she pushed the kayak away from the shore, so she just
Oops.
went in the water instead. Huge difference to just grab
Yes.
a handle on their back and lift them out of the
Mhm.
water, at least so their front legs are out of the water, and then
Yeah.
be able to get the rest of their body out. I would say that is a main definitely look for that in a
Yeah, I mean,
coat.
even like Tater's at home life jacket is the cute little shark fin jacket off Amazon that's like
Of course,
$25.
so cute.
But in the Arizona heat, they only last 1 year and then they
Yeah,
die. When you consider $25 each summer, I think his rough wear float coat was like 80, I want to
okay.
say. But I've had it for more than 3 years. So,
Okay, yeah.
but I also take care of it.
Yeah.
So, you kind of like weigh the pros and cons there.
Speaking of rough wear, like
Yes.
I love Lucy's cooling vest from them,
Yes.
or cool, like I think it's called
Cool
like a
coat.
swamp cooler.
Oh.
Yeah, and, they have lots of different ones. I don't know that one is better than the other. The one I have is the swamp cooler, I
Mhm.
believe is what it's called. It's a little long for her, I'm gonna be honest, because her chest is so big, she had to go with a size up, but then her
Aw.
body is kinda short, so it goes all the way to, like, over her butt. However, that is the only reason we were able to take walks every day this summer.
No.
um, like, if you don't know, Arizona had 31 days over 110 degrees, and most of those days, we never got below 90 degrees, even for our lows,
Even at night.
overnight.
Yeah.
Never dropped below 90. My dog cannot handle that. So the rough wear cooling coat is what allowed us to still have walks every day.
Yeah.
And if you know Lucy, that's her jam. That's like her, what she lives for is her daily walks.
Mhm.
So you guys saved my life, rough wear.
Yeah. Honestly, like I said 2 rough wear things. I just really love their products. And the cooling coat thing, man, that does make a difference because when Tiago
It
was
does.
showing, I used a cooling coat for him too. He had a fancy dancy sequin show coat, blah. But
You're so fancy.
no, I literally said to the woman, I would like the least blingy possible. But I will say that it really
We
did
are
make a
so
difference for him.
opposite.
I know.
I'm like, how much bling can you put on one thing for a dog?
Oh,
How obnoxious can I be?
you and Cindy, because she has some blingy, blingy shit for her dogs. Let me tell you. Our friend Cindy showed her Rottweilers too, and she had some real blingy jackets. And I'm over here going, "Can I have the least blingy thing that you have?"
For sure. Like, I see our friend Cindy's collars and things that
Yes.
she bought, and I'm like, yes, those are my
Yeah. And
style.
I'm over here going, "That's just too much." We love you, Cindy. They look beautiful.
Yes. I I'm saying, like, I love it.
Yeah.
I want it all.
What else do you
Speaking of blingy, also,
Oh,
so
yes.
I'm gonna say Lucy's pearls are
Yep.
definitely a favorite for me. It just has kinda, brought down a lot of, like, barriers or guards that people have up about pit bulls.
A pit
A
bull and
dog in pearls,
pearls? Come on.
like, is just ridiculous, and people love it, and in fact, I had one lady say, "Oh, that dog's too bougie to be your friend," to her dog. She told her dog, "Oh, that dog's too bougie to be your friend." And I was like, "This is a
So
$20, like, a dog from the pound. Like, she is not so bougie, she just dresses up."
so funny. Oh my
I will say I got my pearls from a company called Beady Babies. So, they do have a reputation for having long wait times. So she will quote you 8 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks. I got mine in 10 weeks. However, most of my friends who ordered on the same day got theirs in 15 plus weeks.
So why are you mentioning them, Christy?
The reason I mention them is because pearls are fun. And I have had Lucy's pearls, I want to say 5, 6 years, something
And
like
she
that.
wears them all the
Again,
time.
and she does wear them a lot, and they're just now starting to show wear.
Wow.
So I feel like that's such a quality product, and, like, she went to the ocean with them,
Yep.
she is in the lake with them. You guys, I, like, have cleaned out so much poop from her pearls because she loves to roll in poop, like, not, like, her
Lucy's
own,
literally
but, like,
like, "Bitch, I don't care. I got my pearls on. I'm still gonna run in that poop."
she's like, "Look at that owl poop, I'm coming for it." I'm like, "Oh, owl poop, yay,
Oh
in
my
the
god.
pearls."
Isn't that a shining recommendation for the company? Even your dog. can roll in elk poop in these pearls.
Be so fancy. So I do know there's other vendors on Etsy. And so if having the correct time quoted to you is important, then
Yeah.
maybe go with a different vendor. I can't say how their product holds
Yes.
up.
Yes.
I just know what I have. And
Yeah.
I will say I have enjoyed having those pearls.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah,
I feel like waiting, months versus having like something that lasts that long and is
yeah,
durable on a dog, that's pretty impressive. Yeah.
yeah.
What else you got there? You got any other
I
do
have
I
no
want to
other product.
Oh, I do. You know what I'm going to say.
What?
My nail files from Sally Beauty
Well,
Supply.
actually, those are my favorite too.
All right. Everybody asks me, I don't know how many times I've sent like photos of these nail files. The nail files that I use to do both Tater and Tiago's nails are from Sally Beauty Supply. I will link them in the show notes. My favorite one is the rectangular 100 grit black nail file. Now, sometimes they're not available. During the pandemic, it was real sad, but
Oh, yeah.
it was real
During
sad.
the pandemic, I ordered a different brand and I regretted
Yep.
every moment I
Don't
used
buy
it.
them on Amazon, they're junk.
That's what I did.
They don't withstand anything. I have tried to, like, search them from other sources. No. Sally Beauty Supply, the rectangular black is the way to go. If they don't have it, they have a 100, 180 black one that's like, what would that shape be? It's like, I don't know, some kind of gon, like a hexagon, pentagon. I don't know what it is. It's like
I don't know.
some kind of shape, not
It's
rectangular.
kind of gong shape.
Some kind of gon shape. Anyway, if you can't get the rectangular ones, that's my second choice, but also from Sally's. What I do is, well, during the pandemic when they were hard to find, if I was anywhere near Sally's, I would pop in and just buy whatever rectangular ones they had. But you can also buy them online. Now they seem to be back in stock. Or if you go to Sally's, just buy 5 or 6 at a time. They're only like $1.89, and that way you have a back stock. I use one a week, so I usually buy 10 at a time, and
I will say, like,
you probably
I
use
don't
yours a few
I
times.
don't do it as long. Like, I don't do Lucy's nails as much as you, but like
Mhm.
mine lasted for months.
But I also have a Rottweiler with really hard black nails.
Okay. Yeah. And Lucy's
So,
nails are pretty relatively soft, I feel
yeah.
like, compared to Tiago's. Yeah.
Yeah, like this last one. Okay, so I did Finn the Lab puppy's nails on Friday, and then I
Mhm.
used it on my dogs. And then I used the same one to do a little Chihuahua Cersei, my little niece Cersei. I used it to do her nails too. So that is multi-use. But if I tried to use the same one twice for Tiago, I don't think it would quite do the job I need. Yeah.
So, yeah. So just know it may last longer
Hmm.
than once a week. Yeah.
And most people don't do their dog's nails once a week like me. So absolutely one of my totally top favorite things. And then the last thing is not like a particular product necessarily, but it's something that I just love to have that makes my life easier. And that
Mhm.
is if I have a dog room at my house, like one of my bedrooms is turned into a dog crate room and it has carpet. I will buy a $30, well, it was $30 before COVID, $30 piece of linoleum from Lowe's, pre-cut, and I will
Mhm.
put that down over top of the carpet to put the crates on. And
Mhm.
I love it for a lot of reasons. One, it keeps the stink from getting into the carpet because dogs. And if anybody gets sick, it's very easy to clean. It makes it easier to clean the crates. It makes it easier to clean up dog hair. I mean, all the reasons. I've been doing this for 20 years, putting
Mhm.
linoleum down. And then it's not super expensive, so when you're done, if you move, you can, toss it out. In the old days, when I really had no extra money to pay for linoleum, I would actually find it on FreeCycle, or I would post on FreeCycle and ask if anyone had remnants of linoleum. And you can just get a piece that's maybe 2 feet by 2 feet wider than your crate on all sides, and you can use that. So that's kind of like a way to get around it if you don't have extra money to purchase it. But I find it super useful and it makes my life easier.
It's probably good even for, like, nice hardwood floors.
Yes.
Throw some linoleum over it, so,
Yeah.
like, in case they're splashing or
Yeah.
like you said, all dogs getting sick.
Yeah, and
That
the crates
yeah.
can scratch, like, if your crates are older.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, that reminds me because we had laminate floors in our last house that we had put in, and I had it down over top of the laminate too, because,
Oh,
what if a dog gets sick and you're away at work for, like, 4 hours? It's gonna sink into something like laminate, so,
something.
nasty. But, yeah, so that's one of my little hacks that is a favorite thing.
So one of my favorite things that is also not a product would be my very real grass in the backyard. So this this is this is controversial. No,
Yeah,
not really.
we're
Um,
starting we're stirring a little controversy here.
no. So in Arizona and a lot of the West, we're on water conservation or trying
Mhm,
to be water conscious. So one of the big things has been to put in fake grass. And I definitely considered doing that, but then ended up just keeping my real grass because I thought, budget wise, I don't need fake grass. But as I've kept my real grass, I've decided that is the way to go for me because my dog loves to just go out and lay in the grass,
mhm,
and it is significantly cooler
mhm,
than fake grass. And it keeps my yard significantly cooler
mhm.
overall as well. And there's a lot of wildlife that comes then, like all the birds come and eat the bugs in the grass. And for some of you, that's a negative or a positive. I think I feel like it's a it's enrichment for some dogs.
Christy
They get to
likes
chase
it.
birds, or I do like birds actually. I like wildlife coming to my house,
Mhm.
and in Arizona, wildlife is birds because I'm not having an elk or a deer
No,
come through my house.
not down
Yeah,
here.
yeah, and I'm too far away from the mountains for thankfully for like snakes and things to come. So
Yeah. I do agree with you because we had real grass at our last house. You also have a really nice tree, so it kinda gives some good shade too, and we had real grass, like I said, in our last house. I just don't wanna freaking mow it, I'm lazy. So, I'm a turf girl all the way. I love my turf. We've had it for 4 years, and I wouldn't change it, I wouldn't go back. But I do agree that our last yard, there are benefits to having real grass, for sure.
So those are some of our favorite things. Hopefully you will come over to Instagram at Sometimes There's Side Eye and share a few of your favorite dog products with us
Yes,
as
we wanna
well.
hear. We wanna hear because I somebody might have an awesome idea that's something I've never heard of.
Yes. Yeah. We like those.
I know. Also, on our next episode in 2 weeks, we are going to have an awesome interview with Christy Cole from Desert Harbor Doberman Rescue of Arizona, DHDR. She was kind enough to come on and join us for an interview, so we're looking forward to that. So make sure that you subscribe and don't forget to listen to that one.
Yes. That one's going to be really good.
Christy got to meet her on the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you're going to be disappointed.
No.
That one is going to be amazing. So, yeah. So join us.
So subscribe, rate us, share us, visit us on Instagram, do all the
Yes.
things, and we will be back with you in 2 weeks.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everybody.